So Ryan, can we talk a little bit about the settings screen now?
Sure. So to get to the settings, you go to this little gear icon here. So you head into there. So there's a number of different settings here. So the first button we'll talk about is cleaning mode. So say you get a lot of fingerprints on your screen, you press this cleaning mode button and it will disable the screen for 15 seconds. So as you can see, I can just kind of touch it for a while and nothing will happen until 15 seconds elapses, and then it will revert back to where it was before. So the second button here is switch panel info. So the switch panels are the other wireless switches that are located throughout the coach that control your other lights and water pump for the areas that they're in. So here it will show that there is an entry switch, a galley switch, a washroom switch, and a bedroom switch. So if one of your switches isn't functioning correctly, you would go to this screen and see if it is showing a green or red icon here for this little wireless symbol.
Why would it turn red?
So it will turn red if the battery dies in the switch, or if just for some other reason that the switch becomes disconnected.
How do you reconnect the switch, or how do you pair it again?
Say this becomes red. What you do is press and hold on the switch that you would like to pair for 5 seconds. And it will come up. It'll say wireless switch panel pairing procedure. So it'll all explain it here, but all you'd have to do is click start pairing, and then you just go to the switch panel in question. So here I selected the Galley. You press any two buttons for 5 seconds. And it'll show that the switch is paired successfully.
Okay, so Ryan, Network Diagnostics, how is that going to help us? What does that show?
So the Network Diagnostics, if you're having problems, you can head into here. And so it shows the status of each of the modules that are connected. So here is your 7-inch color LCD, that's this display here. The G9 is the actual brains of the system, and that location will vary depending on your coach. And your aircon, that's what's controlling your air conditioner, as well as the outputs from the aircon, so heat pump, compressor, fan high, fan low, and your freeze sensor. So here it'll show a little green dot indicating that they're working correctly. And so here if you click on this G9 button, here's all your G9 outputs and inputs. Again, if the light is green, it's working correctly and on. If the light is off, then it's just off. And if it's red, then there's an error present. And often just turning off and on the output will reset the error. If the error persists, then you'll need to call service. So after Network Diagnostics, here again we have our degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. You can choose whichever one you want. Whichever one's blue is the one that's active. Down here, it'll show your floor plan. So right now we're filming this in a 124 MB. Up here is your screen brightness. So this can change the brightness of the screen on here. You can also press this auto dimming button. And so then your screen will automatically dim based on the brightness of the area, so that when you're sleeping, it will actually be fully dimmed and asleep. And as well here, you can set your time. So you just go up with hours or minutes, and you can change between a 24-hour clock or a 12-hour clock. And right here at the bottom, you'll see something that says GUI version and logic controller version. So if you do have to call into service, either Firefly or EERV or leisure travel vans, we might ask you for these numbers, and this is where you would find them.
So Ryan, let's suppose I just installed an aftermarket satellite dish on the roof. How could I turn the power on for that?
So if you install a satellite dish, you go into your settings here. So where it shows floor plan, you press and hold on that floor plan for about 10 seconds. And then there'll be a warning here. And so here you could change the floor plan layout, which you won't want to do because you're not actually changing your floor plan. But here, there's an option here for your satellite power. You just press that and the little green light comes on. You hit confirm. And now if you go back to your home page, you'll see that there's a satellite power button. So you just push that button and it comes on. That means your satellite has power.